Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fight. Nah.
Hello, everybody. My
Hello,
name is
everyone.
Markiplier, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's. Game requested to me in mass, and I saw that I'm.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to White Sheet Chatters. Today we're gonna be watching the D Kess movie, Escaped to Lawl's.
Lawlcatraz.
I don't care. Lawlcatraz. Yeah, sure. As you just heard, I am joined by Zippity Zap. So introduce yourself.
I'm Zippity Zab. I am the guy who made this. Chris wanted to watch it, and well, he knows how Smash Brothers Law at least. So
I'm aware of Law. I saw the first movie. I don't remember a lot from it, but I saw it.
there's really not much you have to remember really about it, besides the fact that D Kess is an OC of mine that I made years and years ago. And that and he came back because there was a bunch of fan requests for him to come back. He was a huge figurehead of the community, so I decided I'd bring him back.
Yep. The only thing I remember from the first one that comes to my mind right now is Patrick Star punching D Kess in the face. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh, well, there's going to be a lot of people who punch D Kess in the face in this one.
Oh, thank God. Alright, what else is there to say? Oh yeah, me and Zep have this funny little thing going on where we have like this funny little thing where we're debating who would win between our characters, D Kess and my character, Skelly. And apparently there is something in here, or a couple things in here, which would have D Kess utterly fucking wreck Skelly, so I'm very curious what those are.
Okay, to be fair, I made it a point that these are abilities that he's always had, but it's never been gone in depth as to why. Like, they were used for jokes.
I know the fact that he can, refers to YouTube video and shit, but, I'm very curious what else you have in store for me today.
Well, we are going to find out.
Yep. Alright. So, let's begin! Oh. What's going on?
You'll see in a second.
Oh, hey, Tap, look, it's that one character you simp over.
I do not simp over.
Guy's name's on the poster. You probably wonder what I'm doing here, looking like this.
Yeah, totally.
Fighting Spinel from Steven Universe and Tor from Ed's World, with that one guy from The Simpsons. Well. I'm glad
you should have seen me trying to explain the story to the guy who was acting him.
Which is the end.
Ooh, I like this. I can't wait to get into a lore of D Kess's character. I wonder how accurate that one animation I made a while back is still. It isn't, but you know.
Probably not accurate very much, because like I said, I got a lot of stuff that I got to do to make a few original projects, so I had to rework a lot of things to utilize it properly.
Yeah, that animation was based off the old canon.
Yeah. Thankfully, I'm a lot more proud of what I'm doing now, so I feel a lot more like this is what I wanted to look at first. And we gotta look at this. Which,
it's him! Real!
Yep, which now you realize it was part of the ARG the whole time.
Oh no. It's the ARG that I barely understand.
Rat is back.
The rat? Like Johnny the Rat?
Shut up. Fun fact, most of these are all props that I used in previous D Kess videos.
Oh yeah, look, D Kess. It's been 5 years.
You left me
also,
to
I think
die.
that message kind of tells you how that picture
You're the
screenshot of how
writer.
many subscribers that tells you how long this thing is in production for.
You left me to
Jesus. Ooh. Whoa! Epic fight! Epic combat time! Epic combat time! Yeah, kick his ass, D Kess, kick his ass! Come on, you gotta beat him up, and at some point, he will listen to my demands! Skelly.
This makes no sense at first, but there's an explanation later, so,
You maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you!
The worst.
Damn
Damn.
you all to hell!
People still don't like him. Oh yeah, this thing. That was this thing. I remember that.
yep, I made all the fan content canon now.
Nice.
Yeah, to be clear, I did not know that He with Shreckles was making a moveset about D Kess. He never told me anything. He asked for exactly one thing from me for this, and he said he needed a sound effect of the Smash 64 cheering guys. Which I had no... So, he didn't tell me any of the context. He just said he needed the sound effect, and I'm like, alright, sure, why not? Because I didn't think it would matter. And then the moveset... And then someone asked me, saying, Zad, you should check out the new moveset. I'm like, okay. So I check out the new moveset. I see that figure, and I'm like... And then I get this reveal D Kess, and I'm like, what?
D Kess real? D Kess real?
This was a complete surprise to me and made me realize, wait, people actually like this stuff? Because I wasn't planning on telling anybody I used to be D Kess, so considering it clear until we sit here and
And then plot twist, they get a son and a letter from a mysterious purple skeleton.
yeah, problem with the old canons is like I tried making everything canon, and that just made everything way too complicated. I had to keep track of so much. So little details that make things loosely connected, but not outright everything's in one giant story. Far easier to manage.
Is that Mr. D Kess?
The nickname is the Big D.
Well, who are you?
I'm not calling him that.
I'm Thor, servant of Dio. I've come here at his request to give you an
Dio?
offer.
Like I said, the Smash Bros. Law community is
Well
a bunch of
then,
different...
I'll take you out myself.
It's a bunch of fan content all mixed together now.
Why would you
It sounds like the perfect recipe for complete nonsense. I love it.
It's a YouTube poop after all.
D Kess's life is the definition of a fucking shitpost.
Here's a big one. Kess can mimic other people's art styles.
I think I might have accidentally made that a thing in my animation, kinda. You can just switch back and forth.
Yeah, he can mimic other people's art styles, and which shows that maybe the form that he normally takes isn't actually what he actually looks like, but rather just what he appears to be at the moment.
Mimic, like
Shut up.
Five Nights at...
I made this before Ruin released.
I know, but it's funny. Yeah, you're right. This thing was in production for a while.
Feels so that's telling you that your might but they always say you met you
That fucking beatboxing Thanos! Yeah!
Yeah, in my law, Thanos is the main villain where he's trying to steal the stone, obviously, because, you know.
Huh?
It's a stone, D Kess. You didn't make it.
This is how, like, this canon, and the fan canon, and the actual canon start mixing with each other and starting. There's an alternate universe where Kess uses the Infinity Gauntlet, by the way.
I would love to see you try.
I'm scared of that alternate universe. Come on, D Kess, fuck him up. D Kess, god damn it!
You're gonna notice a trend with
can't
these, by the way,
believe
that
it.
Kess doesn't lose in most of his fights, but he wins by just sheer hacks. He's not great at fighting, but he always has all these, like, gadgets and gadzooks to try and get an edge.
The chance to get better. Go ahead.
D Kess, this is the second time you're being manipulated. God damn.
He's not very smart.
Smash 6 looks amazing. 87, like the fight.
Yes, like the fight. That was intentional.
Is that God?
The YouTube poop one.
God damn it, D Kess, you can't do anything right.
Yeah, Yeah, Kess basically. Yeah, this one's a. I'm pretty proud of the scene.
Oh, I saw you, you little sneaky bastard.
B tier creepypasta, S tier asshole. This man tricked me into making an
Is he
army
really B tier?
so I can hit a couple more subscribers. But if he
I don't know,
thought
what tier would you
He's
rate
like-
him on the
me,
creepypasta
he
scale?
has a
He's like G tier.
Yeah,
Turns out I've been gone for maximum security.
I'm gonna make a canon that Skelly was here at one point in time.
Yeah, there's also the running gag that D Kess thinks he sounds all tough and stuff like that, but yeah, he just speaks in like Yeah, those sound effects, the guy voice actors what Kess thinks he sounds like. This is inner monologue.
Damn.
Whereas everyone else just hears the Charlie Brown voice.
D Kess, come on, you stupid idiot.
I was just stretching
Yeah,
my
this
delves on the
Steamed
windowsill.
hams man gets added. Not Skinner, it's specifically steamed hams man. It's Skinner
that his
solely from the steamed
No.
hams section.
That's his canonical name?
Yes. Because there's another law where they made a joke moveset of steamed hams man based on taking it instead of actually Skinner. And then he later made a Skinner moveset where the steamed hams man got replaced.
Who are these guys?
It's Tord's crew.
Double trap them.
Who is that next to...
It looks
Who is
like
that?
there's something in there.
You know those freak out videos where like that guy like just bulldozes a bunch of video game consoles?
Yeah, it is gonna be a whole thing.
That's the guy who does that.
You should
That's
stay
the guy who
with the guy.
bulldozes the video game
You're
consoles
still
in those
with
videos.
Dimension, remember?
Such a specific hole that sounds exactly like you. Voice actor for Tord?
Yeah, the voice actor for Tord is okay, so long story short, we originally intended to mix Tord's line like normal, but his voice actor, not the actual Tord, like the guy who replaced him, is turned out to be not
This
very
is where my
nice,
friends are. We need to save them.
to put it bluntly, and
Conspiracy and identity theft.
so basically he
Do you or
so
something?
basically he just dubbed him himself.
War is very important.
Who is this guy?
Thousands of people die.
That is 910, a character from a short film of the same name who warns people the day before a mysterious event. Judging by the name of the
was
film,
close.
you can take a wild guess at what event that was.
Oh! Okay!
Yeah, someone made a moveset about that guy.
What? Who?
And so it's been a running joke in the community. Yeah, it's all joke characters here from like April Fool's videos and stuff like that. It's like 910, right? And of course, the ultimate April Fool's moveset of them all.
It's beautiful.
April Fool's SpongeBob.
You asked for 2 Krabby Patties, and I only served you 1.
Listen here, you piece of shit sponge man. I'm going to rip your fucking face off. Fill you up with a good servus food for me and the goddamn
Oh, dear.
superintendent Chalmers. How fucking dare
Jesus Christ, okay.
when
Yeah, the AI kind of lost it there.
SpongeBob. Specifically from the episode April Fool.
Yep.
Oh my god.
No.
So that's my greatest mix mashup ever.
What do I expect from you, honestly? Oh my god, he actually...
That's how he only won a matchup against the joke character.
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven,
I think
Seymour?
that speaks a lot about him.
So yeah, like I said, the other series have their own little crossover segments, obviously, and so this leads right into here, where the bad guys and the prison actually make an alliance to get rid of D Kess.
No, fucking no one in this universe likes D Kess, do
No.
What if? No, that's a terrible idea.
they? I
But
don't know.
what if you help
Oh yeah, they're gonna. So in exchange for a prisoner, they're gonna kill D Kess.
They're gonna murder D Kess in cold blood. They're beating Skelly to the punch.
Let the massacre?
There's so many references I don't understand.
They're not really references, just more, it's used to poop. Anything goes in those.
Oh,
They are nice.
you two.
The original, the original from the Frollo show.
I've heard of it, definitely.
2009. They're back here.
Who made this?
Leaving so soon?
What?
Fuck!
Let's fuck it! This is definitely the video I've ever seen.
I told you.
It's a movie night for ages.
Yeah, that's why I love these things.
Day from Lawlcatraz.
Can I buy this?
No. And now we're back to where we started.
Here we go again. The fact you're able to make like fight scenes with like multiple pieces of footage is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's so fun about these.
Slices actually go kind of hard. Sub to Sympathy Sap, I need money. I bet you do.
Oh, you would not
Yeah, college just kind of screwed me over, so.
We getting all the references to the first one? I see you, Bill.
We should
Yeah,
split
there's
up to
references-
avoid
yeah,
guards.
the first one does have section flaw, don't worry. So basically, in Smash Brothers Lost, we basically, instead of Echo Fighters, we call them Mirror Fighters.
Ah, I gotcha.
So therefore, these are all the mirror characters. So instead of Markiplier's Echo, quote unquote, is Darkiplier, Frisk is Kara, etc., etc.
Is there a Steve Echo Fighter? If so, is it you know who?
Oh my gosh, shut up.
You can make a difference.
I need to see them in the same room, damn it! Stupid. If Ajar was here, he would have a fucking mental breakdown after saying that.
Again. So remember, this is the Echo Fighter area. And look who Dipper's Echo is.
Of course.
Bill.
Rematch.
The rematch of the fucking century. Here we go. Let's go, D Kess. Come on, Kess. But God damn it, Kess. You can't do anything yourself. You dead meme. Oh, damn. He's DK'd. I just got that.
Yep, the whole D Kess is back. In universe, the reason D Kess came back is because I needed I needed the money.
Damn. What an all-star return, boys.
Yeah, D Kess is an OC. He can do self-insert. He can do whatever he wants. And now that he knows that he's basically here for no reason other than
even that?
just because.
Oh my god.
Just wait. Destroying everything
He
and
can mimic
rebuilding
whatever.
it won't
Remember, he
change
can
what
mimic
happened.
and you copy stuff
You
from
can
others.
just
That's why he
correct
uses voice
everything
clips
up
and
to
all
this
that.
point.
It-
You can use your new
he basically
abilities for good and to better both
deconstructs
yourself
the
and the world.
self-insert
all of us.
characters of
Now
like
throw
way
it
back
away.
when.
We've all been puppets
He's
for
just he's a
someone else.
recolor. He
I
copies
am
things.
not bound
He
by
has
these
overpowered
strings.
abilities and
You're a
triumphs
coward.
over all the characters when he really
Do you
shouldn't.
have any idea who you're dealing with? That's kind of a joke.
Why is he here?
To die.
Oh, yeah, good. What power is he gonna get now? To predict 9/11?
Well, he didn't want them. He shot him out. I mean, he's kind of useless now that 9/11 happened.
I mean, like, what else is he gonna do? Is he gonna predict, like, the second one?
Do the same to you.
Okay. Oh my, it's everyone! They've returned!
Mr. Krabs.
You just stabbed your own brother in the back.
Technically, it was a clone. Now the final boss of Wall.
Why? Why am I asking why now?
You're all puppets, and I have no strings on me.
Yeah. Oh. Interesting. Is that what you meant by him having some crazy shit now?
Him being able to literally just rewind the YouTube video, go into the editor, stuff that was originally just played for laughs in the first one. Take a whole new context. Bring it!
Damn, D Kess could just not catch a break.
The only
I
real
gotta
way
feel
to
bad for
effectively
him.
get rid of the dude.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, to trap him in a spot he can't leave.
Wait, what happened to Null?
Oh, he got killed. Kest actually just straight up killed him.
Oh, yeah. I was
Closet full of secrets and skeletons, awakes but nothing's true.
The fucking 9-10 guy survived.
That I have to lose.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Right here in the darkness, there's nothing left. Unaway, but today, today we got
deconstruction of the whole self-insert protagonist thing. Because, like, the first one, it was played straight because it literally was that. It was me making a self-insert and the self-insert character who was part of the story and everything was the center of the thing, and, you know, he gets killed off at the end because I wanted to move on to the better things, right?
Yeah.
The second movie, because people wanted to see him back and, you know, the fan stuff of him, I decided I'd bring him back, and this deconstructs that whole idea. D Kess is a self-insert who can basically do whatever he wants and is way too overpowered, and basically everyone is under him, essentially.
Interesting.
So this really deconstructs the whole idea of, like, the self-insert protagonist, because he's self-aware now. Like, he's aware he's just a self-insert that he brought back solely because I wanted him because people asked for it. I needed to make something like the view.
Damn.
He sees his own existence as pointless here. If he's gonna be stuck back here, he's gonna make it his world.
Interesting.
Yes, he was the villain in the first film because he was obsessed about, you know, views and stuff like that, and ironically that doesn't change with the actual Zab in universe, where he did, again, he brought Kess back on the views. Oh yeah, right, there's an extra scene here.
Hey, Doug.
Where was I the last 2 minutes?
So yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, the nostalgia critic will play a big role in the finale.
Yeah, you're making a third one of these, aren't you?
Yeah. So Doug Walker the critic will play a big role, actually. So yeah.
You should have had like a text at the end that said the nostalgia critic will return. Fuck, what the hell do I say about that?
I have no idea.
I liked it. I really did. That was really fun. I didn't understand it.
I mean, it's
I
YouTube
liked
poop.
it.
You don't understand YouTube poops. You just go along with them. If it's YouTube poop with the plot, and you understood the plot at least, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I get it now. I like the idea of taking a character that was meant as like kind of just one note and then like expanding upon what they are. Like, yeah, that was really interesting. That honestly, that kind of makes the idea of D Kess versus Skelly like 10 times better.
Yeah, I was making the connections worked really well. I just didn't want to say anything until you actually watched the film. But now, like I said, yeah, this works really well because it's also has like this now gets in context that Kess's true form isn't actually, you know, the Ouija recolor. It's probably something completely different.
Yeah, Kelly is just kind of like that as well. Jesus, it actually works extremely well.
Yeah, essentially, the second movie basically deconstructs the first film. The first film plays the entire thing of, like, YouTube poop, Smash Brothers style crossover, and plays it completely straight. Especially even with the self-insert character as the main character, right?
Yeah.
This one deconstructs it. This is a self-insert who can do whatever they want in a world full of other characters from other properties in like a meme setting. He's not meant to be there, and he's only back because I needed a couple of extra views, like in universe, and I guess out of universe too. People liked him so much, I figured I'd bring him back. But yeah, like I was saying.
Yeah, that's. You continue, yeah.
So it basically just brings up the idea, like, so what this guy's this inexplicably, like, ridiculously powerful and just hangs out with these all-important characters for no reason. It's like, he really shouldn't. That's why nobody likes him, because, like, in context, this would be the equivalent of, like, if some random guy who just happens to look like one of your friends, just almost looks exactly like them, but, like, a different coat of cut with a different shirt, just started hanging out in your friend group. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody likes him. His ability, he was thought to be dead, and so when he's back, they try to be nice to him, but Kess is just so far up his own, you know. So he basically just thinks that, okay, so I'm back. Clearly, it's because I'm the main character, right? It's because I'm important. I am the guy. And then when it's revealed that he's not all that important, and that he's only just basically just doesn't matter. He basically loses it.
Yeah, that's. I actually really like D Kess's character. Honestly, I kind of feel really bad for him.
Yeah. He's a villain of his own volition. He just wants to be liked at the end of the day. He wants to feel important. I mean, like, he wants to be liked, and in both movies, it basically shows how he deals with it. Like, the first film, he wants to be liked, so he does make a deal to get to be liked at the cost of, but again, those numbers are only temporary. What people actually think of him is a different story. And in the second movie, he wants to be liked. He wants to just feel important, and so he's like, okay, I'm back. It must be for a reason. And when he realizes he was only back basically just as a, hey, D Kess is back. Come watch, everybody. He's pissed.
Hey, D Kess is back.
Yeah, basically, so yeah, he's pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And the fact
that I didn't go in here expecting I would actually come out really, really liking the character of D Kess, and here I am.
Yeah, I basically, because I know it's just a YouTube poop at the end of the day. I didn't really need to make a story with it. Could I just make some sort of finale to the interconnecting lore bits with this guy returned. But I wanted to make a point about that I've changed a lot since the first film, obviously, because this was, like, me as a kid making videos. I wanted to show, like, if I wanted to prove to myself, basically, that I could write good.
And you can definitely write good now.
Yeah, I made D Kess an interesting character.
That's such an achievement. I can't believe it. You took a fucking like white bread and you made it toast.
It's the weirdest way I've ever heard anyone phrase it, but
because all toasters toast.
But yeah, it also just fun to deconstruct, like, the abilities, like, oh, he's a recolor? What if that's like a thing that he can do with any art style? Like, he's not just a recolor for the sake of being a recolor. That's actually an ability of his. Or, like, going more into detail about, like, how he just manipulates the videos on his own, because he did that a bunch in the first film, right?
Yeah?
And it's like, and then it just goes more into detail about how everyone else around him feels about that. Because he can basically just do whatever he wants. They don't want him there.
Man, Jesus.
Like, I wouldn't say D Kess. D Kess is a villain, obviously, but he's mostly driven. He's mostly driven just by the fact that he wants to feel important, and he just doesn't. And like, there's a lot of ways you can. He could have probably he could have just settled into Lawlcatraz and just moved on with his life, right? But he just wanted to be the main character so bad, he had to go get back at everyone who wronged him. He had to join Thanos and become part of the crew. Even when the embodiment of the genre itself is telling him, go piss off, he won't leave because, you know...
Yeah, he wants to matter so desperately that he will just do whatever the fuck it takes to matter.
You kind of feel bad for him at the end of the day.
Yeah, I actually kind of do. I actually kind of feel bad for D Kess, which I didn't expect. Like, of course he's not a good person. He's an egotistical little shithead who doesn't know when to stop and doesn't know when to quit. But, like, if you were designed to be the main character of a story and only to come back 5 years later to learn that you don't matter anymore, you probably would just want to, like, get that glory back.
Yeah, and even if and that's what his main thing at the end was. He was basically just trying to take everything and make it part of himself, so the only way to really beat that was to, ironically, trap him in the thing he made. Because he made all the subspace bombs and the bombs and stuff like that in the first film. That was explained that he made all of those. So he unintentionally designed a weapon that was used against him.
Damn.
And now he's literally doing the thing the main villain of the first film did, having to manipulate people from subspace outside to get his work done.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even fucking realize that. Yeah, shit, you're right.
Yeah, because, like, the whole thing showing Bill and, like, the Dark Trio there is that basically, like, there's, like, the main world and then, like, this other world where, like, characters who can't physically interact is. And now D Kess winds up there, like, how he started in the first film.
Damn. Fuck. How the hell were you able to tell a fucking story like that with these fucking YouTube boobs? What the fuck?
I just wanted to make people wanted D Kess to come back, and I didn't really have a good way to do it until, like, okay, the starting process of making a second D Kess movie was originally, technically speaking, Law Odyssey was going to be the second D Kess movie. Like, so, originally, the plan was I was going to make my own law under Zippity Zap. Maybe I'd make a video saying, hey guys, I was D Kess a while back, but I moved on with my life, right?
Yeah, I took D Kess out to the back, put him down, but now I'm here.
Yeah, basically that was but what I was going to do is I was going to make D Kess the main villain of Odyssey story mode. Where in the story mode, D Kess in the lore of Odyssey, D Kess came back because he was upset that he got killed off. And so he was going to be the main villain of the story mode, hence why he was going to be a threat bigger than, like, you know, Bill or the other guys in my law, because... Right?
Yeah.
So, but then, Shreckles made a D Kess moveset, and I was like, what?
What?
Because, like, I made, like, a little hint at D Kess coming back earlier, like, there was some spray paint here and there, and, like, there's, like, even he kind of cameoed behind a fence. But the important thing is, like, so then that moveset came out, and I'm like, people really enjoyed this character. This self-insert I made when I was, like, 6 is a character people make fan videos of. Like, that was, like, Like, obviously, I know people knew about D Kess, obviously, and like people watched and enjoyed the videos, but like, this is the first thing that people like actually like enjoyed stuff like this, and I was like, wow, really?
Wow, people actually like Luigi 45?
Yeah, so I talked to them saying, hey, I'm glad I'll be down to do a crossover if you're down with, and I made a crossover little thing the next day because I was just so excited and I thought I can edit this in a day. but the important thing is that, and then so basically I realized, okay, so I kind of just botched my story mode there. Shoot. After like literally I was like, great, I finished it. Shoot, now I need to rework everything in my storyline. Because D Kess was back, and how is he supposed to be just another lawyer in another law, but also the main villain orchestrating all of the events in another law behind the scenes?
He did it because he's D Kess.
So I devised a plan to make a second movie, where essentially the original plotline I believe I had was, so D Kess came back. D Kess comes back, like he was revived by Noel. Because Noel was going to try and use, like, basically mind control him, essentially.
Again?
Well, yeah. But obviously, look, it was a dumb plot. I didn't like it because I didn't know what I was going to do with the character. Like, he's back from the dead. He's literally back from the dead. He drowned, and he's just magically better. So the original idea was then the idea shifted to, okay, we'll just do what I did in the Zap. So what the original canon was, Kess just sort of comes back as like a virus of sorts. Which sounded fun on paper, until I realized it made no sense. But then I realized it didn't really make sense how he somehow became a virus. Like, it's not like Five Nights at Freddy's, where at least you can make the argument that Afton somehow got some of his soul on a chip or something like that. It's like, literally, he drowned in the ocean and somehow survived as a virus, which doesn't make any sense.
That was, like, in the original
this is the original
Sap Lab, and yeah, that stuff. That's what I based the animation off of, and even when I was making it.
So, the idea was so then I came up with this whole plot line originally that there was going to be this OC war, basically, in my Zet world, where essentially the old original characters I made, like after D Kess dies, the old original characters and the new original characters, like Fick, Mary, etc., would go to war with the old ones, like the recolors that I made. And that was like the big backstory war, essentially, where this is this war, essentially, that happened, and that's why the whole Wild Wild West thing was about Fick going against old recolors, because they were the original characters and were upset that they were getting killed off with D Kess, which sort of like started everything.
Yeah, I remembered when I was making that animation based off like the original plot line, I was like, when it came to like animating like the virus and stuff, I was like, okay, how did he become a virus again?
Yeah,
because I didn't know. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was a fun idea of like how like D Kess's death accidentally set off a chain reaction. Like, because in the law world, nobody gave a piss about him, but D Kess is an original character, so my other original characters would probably be freaking out. But then came the issue of how does Kess come back? Because that meant linking all the original characters to the Odyssey world, which opened up another can of worms. In fact, I wanted to separate those two. And, like, you know, keep my projects different, right?
Yeah.
And then B, I still didn't have a good explanation. I like the idea of D Kess becoming a literal monster, like obsessed, like that lost it after realizing he wasn't important anymore. But the whole glitch aspect, while fun, didn't make any sense. The closest thing I had to is how he survived was the original idea I had, which you can kind of see bits of it in like the live action fight, was all of my characters were sentient, and so all the characters were like real people, like and maybe AI, maybe in creatures like Bendy or something like that. I don't know. The whole point is that they were alive, quote unquote, and so Kess being killed off was supposed to be him being like him getting deleted, quote unquote. But since they're alive, he survived. But that didn't make any sense either, because also in context, I made that when I was a kid, which means I somehow had a device that brought characters to life as a baby. So that also didn't work. And so by the time I got around to friggin' getting to make, we got around with software like, hey, you can, hey, look at this, you can get all this, you can film at any location, you got like professional like 3D animation software. I was like, you know, I'm okay with redoing everything. Because the Zablab ARG was going nowhere. Fiction Fights was getting harder to make because I wanted to keep to a schedule. And the D Kess storyline was also going nowhere. So I took a creative overhaul and decided, you know what, I'm reworking all this. So now... So now, D Kess, this does technically connect everything together, but in a way that sort of makes sense. Like, there's the real world, quote-unquote, where I live, and where I am and the ARG takes place in, where I, in-universe, make fiction fights and bug buddies and Odyssey and stuff like that.
Real-life New York City.
And then D Kess kind of acts as, like, a bridge, quote-unquote, bridge, as in, like, he's brought back from the dead as a character, and because of his teleporting shenanigans, since he can just leave, he actually did leave, because, like, in the ARG, characters are being converted to be, because, like, you get the idea, right? If Kess could just leave, he literally did. This is the case with, like, the Bill Cipher idea, where, like, a character you made actually, I created a character with the ability to leave the page and enter the fourth wall. And then he actually does, and you don't know how to react.
Oh my god, Skelly from Fictional Fights in my house? Why does he have a gun?
That's part of the reason I don't believe the whole multiverse theory, by the way, because I feel like if it did exist, I could have, if I wrote, because to me, I wrote down, because I did this a while back, I wrote down, this random character shows up, I don't remember which character it was, but this character shows up in my house right now, right next to me, in this exact dimension I am writing in. And nothing happens, so I'm like, okay, then clearly the multiverse isn't real. Because, technically speaking, that should have worked.
I mean, there's also the possibility that he might be somewhere. He just didn't show up at your house.
Maybe he just went in and out really fast and I didn't see him.
He was like a blink. You blinked as soon as he appeared.
He just stood behind me while I was writing and I didn't notice. Okay, yeah, but so the idea is that... So that basically just also continues the idea of, like, the ARG, you know, the arcade cabinet sentient as well. Basically, in this world, things... So you get the idea, right? In case of, like, the Bill Cipher idea where, like, the character who can leave the fourth wall actually does leave the fourth wall. And so I try to be nice to him, because again, how would you react if, like, your character, who's supposed to be this character you made after, like, 5 years, you decide, I'm gonna write him back. And then he actually shows up in your house.
Damn, that actually reminds me, I recently just brought back a character from, like, 5 years ago. And he knows about the fourth wall, too. Oh, God, is he gonna show up?
But, yeah.
He's out my window!
So yeah, that's what that whole opening... I think I might have made it a bit too vague, but that's what I was going for, essentially. I'm writing Kess back in, and then he actually shows up, and I'm like... Shoot.
D Kess becomes a real-life New York City.
Oh my god.
What am I saying?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, so that's what the idea was, like, essentially, that... Because, again, that's a fun idea where, like, the character is, like, supposed to be interact with the fourth wall, right? And then he does when you write it. How would you react to that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just standing there awkwardly, just trying to be like, I'm your father! It's also worth noting that D Kess does have his ability... That D Kess kind of, like, loses a lot of his abilities that he does there. Like, notice how he starts glitching out the moment that he tries to use his teleporting?
Yeah.
Like, he enters the real world, he's following real world physics.
Oh, yeah, teleporting might not really do well with his atoms, now would it?
Yeah, so he just glitches into the main world and back to law, and he's like, Ow.
Oh, that hurts.
So, I mean, it did work. So, technically speaking, Kess could just leave and come back, but, like... He could teleport back here, but I don't know why he would, because... Again, because the one place he knows where to go, you know, he got beat up. It's to be fair, I guess it goes for every place he goes to at this point.
Yeah, fucking Christ, D Kess just cannot catch a break.
He found a group of people who were like him. Their quote is a self-insert in the Kirbyverse who does stuff like that, and he has fun with it, and is not hated by everybody. Steam Hams Man is a joke character. He Cookin is a personal pick from the creator of that law. They are all parallels to D Kess, and they've all contributed helpfully. Kess could have... Steam Hams Man even said, you don't have to be the bad guy, and Kess wouldn't listen.
Fuck, Jesus Christ, this is just making the idea of D Kess versus Skelly even better.
Now, don't ask me why I decided to make really good thematics and stuff like that for D Kess, even though he's a self-insert I made when I was 8. But, yeah, so yeah, I made my random recolor OC really deep and complex.
He became real, and it was sad and very touching.
So, yeah, so there's also a couple... I'm gonna leave the activity real quick so I can post this. But there's a couple of other fun things. Right.
Wait, did you end the recording yet?
Oh, shoot, no, I'm still recording. I gotta turn that off. Let me turn that
off. Wait, don't end it yet. We need to do the outro.
Oh, right. Outro.
Well, this recording's probably very long. I don't know how long we've been talking.
It's probably an hour.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, overall, the D Kess movie, really good. I really liked it. I had fun. I actually felt things for D Kess, and I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, it was fun. So, you have any closing notes, Sippity? Are you proud with how this thing came out?
I'm definitely proud of how it came out. Like, the fact that I was even able to get, like, the original creator of the Smash Brothers Law subgenre to join in on the project was insane as is.
Oh, I didn't even really realize it. Was that actually, like, the original creator?
Yeah, Jincharinus is the guy who originally created it, and I literally made YouTube poops out of his YouTube poops to edit this correctly.
Wait, you made so you YouTube pooped a YouTube poop. That's like, oh my god.
Yeah, so...
What layer of remixing would that be?
Hopefully enough that it's legal, anyway.
Alright.
But, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, that's it.
Yep. End the video, motherfucker.